Hello again. This time I'm going to show you some pocket lights, torches, flashlights, whatever you want to call them. So on my trip to Poland and Ukraine last year, I took these two with me. The FC11 from Workos and the D4V2 from International Outdoor Hank Wang. This is actually one of the nicest in shape. It perfectly fits my hand, and I chose a raised button. You can see you can feel by touch where the button is. Even though this is lit, you barely see, you can probably not see it, perhaps slightly, but this is a lit button. You can see this in the dark. You can get this with two optics, the wide and the narrow. And what I found was, I took this with the narrow optic with me. And this I'd modified and used with a 90-degree optic, although it's in practice with the LED I used. I think it was the SC20 in 4000 Kelvin. I found it with the 60-degree angle, effectively 60 degree with that LED. Was too wide, so I felt it was not bright enough to illuminate the road in certain sections, especially when it was raining. So I was usually using this one, the D4V2, and this uses a 219B LED SW45K. This means it is 44,500 Kelvin, and it has a hue slightly towards purple, and that makes it appear more white instead of yellow. Sometimes you can see the purple casts, but this one is not too bad. It's okay. However, I found it was absolutely not optimal. But the problem with this one was it was not too bright because the light was dispersed too much. So what I've been doing since then is getting quite a few more optics and trying them out. And I want to show you a little bit about that. My favorite, I think, of the single LED lights is the SC31pro. You can modify this quite easily, and I'll show you what I used and what it came with. So it came with this. Let me just check. This is it. So an O-ring, 1.5 millimeters. Then there's a lens, but also a very thin plastic ring. And then there's the reflector and a gasket. The gasket is a bit too big for the smaller LEDs that I use, the Nietzsche 519B. So I don't use this. You can make a gasket, which is just a small washer. Plus it centers also the lens, but it's not really necessary. You can make a small washer from a bit of plastic from packaging, for example. Let me set it. This plastic, for example, you can use that. So let me show you a little bit. So this is what it does. It uses a pebbled optic, so with the little pattern, you can feel it. You can go. And this one is from the Convoy Optics Convoy store. And Convoy makes quite nice accessories and some flashlights, although I think these, for example, this S2 is a bit too heavy. I'll show you this as well. So the S2 Plus, these are usually using the same lit tail cap that I bought separately. But this one is standard, and here I modified it using bigger resistors to give a bigger current, but because this one would drain an 18650 of 3 ampere hour in about 2 months. This will last about 1.5 years or so, and this is plenty to see in the dark to find the light again. That's a bit fiddly, by the way. These resistors are this small. This little dot, these little black dots are the resistors. They're absolutely tiny. So that takes some fiddling to get that done. And here you can see on budget light form, if you're interested in that kind of thing, a modification where someone puts in, and it looks, if you see this picture, you don't think anything of it. You think, okay, yeah, I can do that. But when you get these resistors in your hands and you try to solder them, oh, it's a bit of a mess. But anyway, yeah, he has various colors, you can modify them. In any case, so I will go back to the SC31pro and I'll show you how it is at the moment. Oh damn, my sticker. I use some stickers on these lights to remind me of which modification I used, because you can also modify the LEDs or the domes on the LEDs. You can remove them so you can see. Let me check. You see the green O-ring, that's a replacement, that's a bit thinner than the original. Then the pebbled tier, and then the LED, and of the LED I cut off a bit of the top. I don't think you can see it here. It's difficult to properly show this, but it's not a round, not a ball anymore. And by doing so, you lower the color temperature and you make it a little bit more towards the purple side. Now what I want to show you is this, how much light goes back. Let's see. A minute. Or is it? It's not. Oh wait. Oh. Yes. Okay. Now you can see there's some light going backwards. But now I'll show you with the other lights, other optics. So this one is from the 2021 optics store on AliExpress. And it is a lot brighter, there's a lot more light going backwards. So this, I had an optic from this store in the FC11 on my trip to Ukraine, and I thought, no, this is not okay. And you notice the loss of light, but this is from Convoy, but it's a frosted optic. Yeah. If you can. And let's look at how much light goes backwards here. That's also quite a bit, and I notice it in use. So actually I think the pebbled tier optics from Convoy are the best ones I tried so far. And I put them in the SC31pros and the FC11. SC31pro is the best one because it's cheap, has built-in charging. You can easily replace the LED because it comes with a rather crappy SST40 cool white. And when you modify it, it's excellent. It's very lightweight as well. Okay, that's it for now.